Welcome to On the Fence, the show that's about helping you decide whether or not to spend your hard-earned money on the biggest and possibly best releases. In mini form. Nick.
Hans.
The short version of On the Fence is back, Byte-Sized.
A mini fence to keep gnomes out.
A garden gnome.
A garden gnome.
To keep foreigners out.
Whoa.
We're looking at Dark Souls 3 today.
Yes.
The latest installment in the Dark Souls trilogy, it could run longer than a trilogy, but a trilogy
No,
at the moment.
they have come out and said this is the final one. This is the final Souls game.
Oh, but they'll do like Bloodborne.
Yeah, so there could be a Bloodborne 2, but I think this is going to be the final Dark Souls, so to speak.
Nick,
Hans.
Dark Souls is a fairly long-running franchise. So, is there some sort of stagnation happening now that we've reached the third game in the series?
Well, personally, there's hills and valleys in this. Obviously, this is not even maybe the third Souls game. Like, we've had Demon Souls and we've had Bloodborne in between 3 Dark Souls games. So, maybe it all feels a bit well-worn at times. Like, I went into this fully expecting to kind of get my ass kicked, but just because of experience from playing the other Dark Souls games and a bit of Bloodborne, not as much as Dark Souls, I kind of breezed through a lot of the lesser enemies. Bosses still give me trouble, but I think like just running up on enemies, I know the patterns. I know, alright, I'm going to keep my shield up in between strikes and know when to put it down to get stamina back. Like anyone who watched our playthrough of Dark Souls 1, I play a lot of these games, and Dark Souls 3 kind of feels like it's retreading the same ground in more ways than one.
So is there anything new that would keep a fan of Dark Souls like yourself hooked? Is there anything that makes sure that you're not bored of just playing more Dark Souls?
So there's a couple of awesome new things. Like I feel like first off, this is kind of the first game I feel like truly takes advantage of the next gen system. I thought Bloodborne looked really nice, but it was still kind of chunky in places, like just technically. I feel like this may be probably probably the most beautiful Dark Souls game. Also new things in mechanics wise. They've kind of redone the death system a bit. Like you still lose all your souls obviously, but you're not really punished for dying at times. Like you have your base health, which is kind of what your dead health essentially, and then when you pop your humanity like equivalent, your embers, it just doubles your health. Instead of like, you never feel like you're being punished for dying. You feel like you're getting an advantage for popping that item rather than a disadvantage for not popping it. One of the best new things, I think probably the one that's going to make this most interesting for guys like me who really just kind of play it for the combat, is everything, all the weapons are in different types of weapons, kind of have these weapon skills. So example, your katanas have this weapon skill you can trigger and it's a big massive sweep. Your short swords have this where you draw back and then when you attack again it'll be a guard break. So they're cool things, and it's kind of akin to how Bloodborne did it with all the weapons in Bloodborne were transforming. So it's like, oh, do a combo, you transform it, and then you can continue your combo. It's kind of an extension of that, but not as combo driven. It's more just, alright, this is kind of like a finishing move that I can hit.
You said that it brought back several things from the past Dark Souls. So does that include some of the breathtaking scenery that we've seen, you know, like standing at the edge of the cliff and just like, okay, this is gorgeous, and there's a big castle in the distance. Because I can see it, chances are I can actually go to that castle. Is that still in the game, or is it narrowed down a bit?
Yes, I think compared to Bloodborne, I thought it was actually really constructed. Like you were kind of walking in between really tall cathedrals and gothic buildings, so you tend to get that sense of scope. But I feel Dark Souls 3 really nails that. Like there are countless moments where you're standing on the edge of like a broken building and you just see like the entire sweeping city around you, or this entire giant castle like stretching up as far as it is wide, and it's breathtaking. But there's also times when you kind of start looking deeper into it and you see, alright, that's a really shitty texture over there.
Well, a newcomer, I see. I am Andre. I serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons.
So, this is a Dark Souls game?
Yes.
How does it keep its fans? Like, how does it service its fans, Nick?
So in one way I feel like Dark Souls 3 kind of plays off as a love letter to the franchise. I think they know it's probably going to be the last one, so that you kind of want to say, oh, look at all these guys. But on the other hand, it's kind of heavy-handed at times. There's nice nods, but there's also just, this person's in it for the sake of it. Like, Andre the blacksmith, the guy with the big white beard towards the start of Dark Souls 1, he's literally in that game. For some, like, it's not, maybe it's explained later on, I'm actually still quite early in the game, but he's in that game for some inexplicable reason, probably. It's just because, hey, look, it's fucking Andre, you remember him. And even, like, as far back, there's references to fucking Demon Souls in there as well. The woman you talk to level up, she says, when you level up, she says, oh, touch the darkness inside me. Which is near...
Whoa!
Yeah!
Okay, let's buy me dinner first. And
then, but in Demon Souls, if you talk to the handmaiden in that, she would just say, oh, touch the demon inside me.
That's okay, right?
Yeah. So what's, like, in Bloodborne 2, she goes like, touch the blood inside me?
Okay, that's...
So stuff like that feels a bit heavy-handed, but then there's nice homages as well, like, remember when we played Dark Souls, like, we got lifted up by those white bat demons in the Honor Londo? Like, there's a bit like that, and that's a nice little homage. And then there is just other bits where you're just like, you're just doing this for the sake of doing this. Like, there's no reason for Andre to be in this game. That could have been any blacksmith, you just used Andre because people like him.
So, Nick.
Yes.
If I was on the fence about Dark Souls 3, what would you say to me?
At the end of the day, Dark Souls 3 is still just a Souls game. Like, it's now technically the 5th of these. And if none of the other ones change your mind, or you were turned off by any of the other ones, Dark Souls 3 is not going to change your mind. It is through and through another one of these Souls games. Like, for fans of the series, it's fucking perfect. Like, it's another one of these Souls games. It's back to Dark Souls, because I know a lot of people were kind of iffy on Bloodborne. But if you did not like these series and didn't in the past, Dark Souls 3 is not going to change your mind. But if you did, it's fucking right up your alley.
Awesome. So that is Dark Souls 3 out on PC, PS4, Xbox One, anything else?
That's it.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay, so thanks very much, Nick.
Not a problem.